integrate these lessons into your actual lifestyle, that's when I was like, oh, whoa, I can do this, and it's possible. And without those two, it's, I probably would not be able to execute my job today. And I actually hit up Kendra a week ago and I was like, because of your financial statements that you taught me, I succeed at work. And so
Just tell every student that.
I would be happy to. And then it'll make your bank account go up too. But yeah, that's it.
I think that I'm going to piggyback on what you said, just as like being the school itself being able to be flexible in how with their internships and things that the professors can provide for you is something that I don't think other schools can do or do because there's so many students. So when I started the dual degree program, it was a lot, and it was a program that was just getting started, and it was 21 to 23 credits a semester, and it was accelerating you, and then I was with graduate students for some of my classes and then undergraduate students for other classes, so I was like, oh my gosh, this is way too overwhelming. I don't know if I'm going to do this. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this dual degree program, and I definitely had that feeling of, I think I just need to just, slow it down a bit or drop a few classes, but I think just the encouragement from the professors and being able to, June Saraceno in particular, I was able to drop one class and then wait till summer, and then we created an internship where I was working with some special needs students, and it really went exactly into the career I wanted to go to. So it was just it was really great having that flexibility, because I don't know if other students feel that way at other colleges, and if it's that easy to accommodate for them. So super grateful.
I can tell a few stories about failure. Some of them were Dr. O'Brien's ethics class. He had a strong mandate on attendance, and I was too busy working on my business plan. So.
Yeah. Don't worry, that still happens.
Also in the finance side, in corporate finance and statistics, they were not my strong suits. I didn't see myself needing them, and now I use them both every day, all day. So you never know what you're going to need or what the future's going to bring. Similar, I had a similar business plan where we thought we were going to change the world. A friend and I had developed and invented a transparent commercial window that also generated electricity. And this kind of breakthrough technology was a very fun and fascinating thing to be a part of. We went through the first year of the Governor's Cup. As I mentioned, we did not win, and it was because we had a bad business plan. We didn't understand the financial side of the business, so we spent a lot of time working on that, and went back and subsequently got the right help and asked for help where we needed it and where we had our weaknesses. And we came back and we won a business plan competition. Okay, so that's great. So, $20,000 was a great thing at the time, but we were more concerned about getting this business launched and off the ground. So we did spend another couple of years on this technology, and the technology is still out there, and we built up some intellectual property around this. However, it's just wasn't ready for prime time, and so had kind of invested about 4 years of my life into this, and thought, well, now what? And it was perfect timing because a kind of similar thin film technology was just being deployed on a large scale by a large Japanese electronics manufacturer called Sharp Electronics, and I got a job there at Sharp, and I managed their large projects division, and was able to deploy an incredible amount of a very similar technology and do some pretty cool projects, and ended up getting to travel and work in over 20 countries around the world. So by sticking through a failure, you can't be afraid to fail. You just have to keep going.
If I can just add one more thing from my experience. So I study international relations, and basically the point of that major is to take the Foreign Service Officer's exam and then become a diplomat. And that's kind of the dream for everybody who takes it. And so I failed, but I think, you know, professors really encouraged me to explore other opportunities, other possibilities, and there are, you know, diplomacy type of work in other areas, you know, of the world, and you don't have to just work for the State Department. So I ended up actually working for International Air Transport Association for a long time, and essentially it is the UN, you know, except all these representatives are from different airlines, and they all represent some for their national carriers and national governments, and so it was a really fun time actually to be able to take on what we learned from the diplomacy side to apply in that context. So it was actually a very useful, so it was useful and it worked out great. So I guess you just never know. Just be open and see what works.
Okay, I'll pose one more question and then we'll open it up to the audience for questions. Recognizing that there seems to be a couple students here, but mostly parents who potentially could impart this information to their students. But if you could give SNC students today one piece of advice, what would it be?
I don't know, maybe kind of two-part. I mean, don't be afraid to take chances, and don't be afraid to make sacrifices in the short term for your long-term goals.
I would just say, take advantage of the resources while you have them, while they're here, while they're in front of you. Make as many connections as you can while you're here, while they're in front of you, because I can't tell you how many Eagles I've met outside of this space, the camaraderie that I've built with these people that has allowed me in my professional career to grow. So without making the connections now, and without, you know, fostering those relationships and laying those foundations, when you're down the road, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to have people in your corner. So find those mentors, find those people that motivate you and that inspire you, and build foundations with them, and try and keep in communication with them, because I will say that, you know, the professors are, you know, to this day, people that still continue to motivate and inspire me.
I would say that the more you can attach or combine what you're passionate about and apply it to what you major in and apply it to your job after, the happier you're going to be. And I think that SNC is a place where the professors really help you foster kind of what you're passionate about and lead you in the right direction. So take advantage of it.
To echo JT, I think you're at a small school and you have the opportunity to have these personal connections with professors that you would never be able to have at a large university. I mean, now I work, the organization I work with, we're affiliated with the University of California, so I teach a few Cal classes, and one of my classes has 90 students, and I try my best, but it's just, you're not going to make the same types of relationships, and I feel like one of the most valuable things about SNC is that you can do that, and I think especially if students are starting at SNC, they don't really realize that is such a rare thing. You sort of take it for granted, and I saw it happening around me. I was like, guys, get to know your professors. So that's my biggest advice.
I agree with inputs. It was the same.
I concur.
Okay, I'll open up to the audience. Anybody have any questions for the panel or any person in particular? Alan.
So all of you have described real positive experiences you had when you were here at SNC. What's the one thing you would do differently if you had to do it all over again when you were here?
I would definitely make sure I took more time to analyze the expenses of going to college versus saving a little bit more money, looking into more scholarships. I was lucky I had a half-ride scholarship here, and then I also had a Pell Grant. but it takes looking into those options and making sure that you're trying to take advantage of every single opportunity to get free money to go to school, so that when you're actually taking on those student loans, which I would do again, that you understand, the implications of those and understanding, your finances while you're going into school. And you can mitigate a lot of that by working. So that would probably be my one thing that I would change, but not about my scholastic career. I wouldn't change anything about the school.
Yeah, I would just echo what JT said there. I would wholeheartedly agree. I think that generally speaking, there's a lack of knowledge as you come in, as a young adult to really understand the financial impact of student loans. And everybody thinks, oh, well, student loans, government rates, low rates. Not the case. I had several student loans that were over 10%, variable rates, crippling financially in my postgraduate years. And it was really something that I struggled with and had to deal with a lot. So I wish that I had known that, known more, I guess, holistically about what I was getting myself into when I got into them. But that said, I still wouldn't have changed it. I still would have taken them out.
After diving into this world of investigative reporting and learning the tools and techniques and the way you can pry documents from government organizations and take advantage of public records laws, I wish I had known those things when I was here, because I feel like there was a lot to be looked into. And right after I left, actually, the paper did make a very major impact when they found that I have a very elementary understanding, but I guess the school was trying to build like a mansion on campus to like entertain guests, but the president would also live in it. And the students, a few students from the Eagle's Eye paper, found that they were cutting or beginning construction without proper TRPA like permissions, and it contributed to a number of other factors that eventually canceled the project. And I would have loved to be part of some big shakeup like that while I was here. But yeah, I'm really excited now to see what Tanya has built, and that there's now talks about classes that would focus more on sort of investigative reporting and these specialized areas of journalism that are really exciting.
Something that I didn't do because I'm from Incline was actually just live on campus. So I think probably towards the end I probably wouldn't have lived on campus, but I think that spending a freshman and a sophomore year would have been helpful. I made a lot of great friends here, and I'm still really good friends with them today. But I do think that there's a big difference between the ones who spent a little bit of time on campus, living on campus, versus not. So I think if I was going to go back and do it all again, that would be the only change that I would make.
I think I would have skied a lot more. I think I just studied too hard. That's why for my master's I went to the Swiss Alps instead.